What's up, everybody? My name's Arai Beckman with INFYNIT TV, and this is an update on the US dollar, BRICS, and what you need to be paying attention to right now. So, I hope you're having a great day. If you like this video, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, turn on all notifications, and you can also follow me for exclusive, uncensored content on INFYNIT TV. Check out the link below. Well, right now, are you American watching this video? If so, you're going to really want to pay attention. And because this is going to affect the US dollar over the coming weeks, months, and definitely this year a lot more. And if you're a citizen of any other country in the world, this is also something you're going to want to pay attention to so that you can react to what's going to be happening in the market and hopefully create some prosperity and abundance for yourself and your loved ones. So recently, the BRICS nations got together a few weeks ago, Russia and China leading the conversation. And China and Russia talked about the fact that they were willing to broker a peace deal to end the conflict in Ukraine, which obviously everyone's would be happy about that announcement. No one wants a World War III. And at the same time, they took advantage of that opportunity to announce more BRICS trading. So what is BRICS? I'm going to go ahead here and share my screen and show you guys what I'm talking about. So here I've got BRICS pulled up on Wikipedia. So BRICS is an acronym for 5 leading emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So gets into some more details here on the Wikipedia page. They have an estimated total population as countries of 3.21 billion, 26.7 of the world's land surface, 41.5 of the global population. And why that's really significant here is about 26.2% of the world's global domestic product. So, and I've also shown you here in a Google search in a different tab that there are some estimates now that the BRICS nations have overtaken the G7, which has been historically the top 7 economies in the world, countries in GDP. So what does this mean? What happened? Well, effectively, these countries got together just recently and they said, hey, we're no longer going to be using the United States dollar to trade between each other and to purchase our oil. What's happened historically, okay, with the United States dollar is that up until now, most countries have been using the United States dollar. They've been holding it for themselves as countries and using it as the global reserve currency. So why would they do that? Well, there's a few reasons, but officially it's because the United States dollar has always remained strong and stable. Most countries up until very recently have been required to actually use the American dollar for buying oil that they need for their own country. That's why the United States dollar has received the nickname for a number of decades now as the petrodollar. So basically, if you had a country and if you wanted to buy oil for your country, and most countries need to buy oil every month, then you'd have to buy the United States currency, hold it, and then that's what you would use to purchase oil, whether you're buying it from the United States or Saudi Arabia or even Russia in the past. Now, the amount of US currency that these countries need to buy their oil and to trade with each other is a lot, right? If you think about it, that's a lot of money that countries are using. They're not making purchases like you and I are at Whole Foods, spending $100 or so with the United States dollar. These are purchases that are in the hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. So when you really add it up, that means approximately about 80% of the total United States dollars that are being held and being used up until now have actually been as a result and being held and used by these other countries. So not just US citizens in the United States, but 80% of the United States dollars out there in the world and being used are with these other countries. So how could an announcement like this cause for the United States dollar value to go down? Well, if now 80% of the United States dollar is no longer being bought or used the same way it's been previously, that is going to take away from the value. How much? We don't exactly know. But as this trend continues now with other nations moving away from trading in the United States dollar and away from buying their oil in the United States dollar, then we'll see less United States dollars bought. We will see less United States dollars used. These countries are moving over to their own currencies. There's some talk that they might create their own as the BRICS group. I'm sure China would like the yuan to also be thought of as being used instead of the United States dollar. And so as we see less United States dollars being bought, we will see less United States dollars being used. that will absolutely impact the value of the United States dollar. How much, we don't know. Are you going to wake up tomorrow morning, if you're American watching this video right now, and see your dollar is now worth 20 cents on the dollar? Probably not. But these are very important things to be aware of, because the value of the United States dollar, what's been keeping it stable right now at the dollar value, is going to start going down as it's purchased less by these countries and used less. So let's look at a little video clip here that I pulled up for you. Now, this is just a presentation here. This is a piece from a South African news channel. And effectively, what they've gone ahead and done here is they're showing how Russia and China sat down and made an agreement to begin within BRICS to move away from the United States dollar. And there's one particular clip that I just wanted to highlight for you here, where the South African president makes a comment, and he explains in this video clip approximately how much money monthly South Africa has been having to use with the United States dollars to buy oil for South Africa. So just the fact that these countries are now wanting to use their own currencies that they print for free to do trade, to purchase oil, and listen specifically to what it is he says about what he feels the value of the United States dollar is going to have, and what's going to occur with it right now as a country, even just like his own, with their current monthly oil bill, stops using it and moves over to their own currency or a different currency.
And undertaken innovative strategy to ensure that we ease the burden of availability of dollar in our market. We just concluded last week an arrangement, a market-driven arrangement in our fuel sector that will see Kenya access all our fuel needs on a deferred 6-month credit. That will eliminate a demand of $500 million every month from this market. And therefore, for the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses.
As indicated, so the president of Kenya just said, those of you that are holding dollars, you shortly might go into losses. That means the value, he's expecting it to go down. Pardon me, that was the president of Kenya. I said South Africa earlier. So the president of Kenya just described that his monthly oil bill for his country is $500 million a month, which up until now, they've been having to buy the United States dollars with however they're buying that, and then pay for their $500 million oil bill per month in US dollars. Now they're not doing that. They're moving forward. And I've got a few other tabs pulled up for you here just so you can see, new world currency, how BRICS nations could impact the United States dollar. These are just various news sites. BRICS nations drive Bitcoin adoption. This is going to be a big deal for cryptocurrency and the blockchain currencies as people get more concerned about the value of the United States dollars. The countries, the nations, the foreign investors, the U.S. citizens that are currently holding United States dollars are probably going to want to get into alternative currencies that they think won't go down in value, but could very well go up in value if the United States dollar starts going down in value. Will a new BRICS currency replace the U.S. dollar for trade? These are some of the article titles here. BRICS attempts to replace U.S. dollar with common currency. Got another article pulled up for you here. BRICS advancing to eliminate U.S. dollar financial system. So ditching the dollar. Will a new BRICS currency replace the U.S. currency for trade? Now, what does this matter? Well, I'm coming to you here from INFYNIT TV. This is on our YouTube channel. And we have actually created a new system that we're going to be launching over the next 60 days. It's called the I2 system. So it'll be right here within INFYNIT. And that will give you access, if you're a business owner, to merchant processing so that you could use our merchant processor on your website or for your business, your physical store. It'll also give you access to an account that you can use to store your assets. And that account is 100% secure. It's 100% insured. For more information on that, you can visit INFYNIT TV and check out my videos, sign up with your email, and stay tuned to the updates. It's pretty cool because it's the first place in time ever that your funds that you're storing in your own account are fully secure and as a result are 100% insured. But also within your storage account, which our system is called the I2 system, you'll very easily be able to swap your funds between different assets. So let's say you put them in United States dollar, you could very quickly and easily swap that to another currency And over time, you'll be able to swap it even into other digital assets like our own coin, Zagkill, or Bitcoin, or Ethereum, or a gold-backed stablecoin that we ourselves have verified is actually vaulted. So that's pretty cool. When you're getting this digital token, you're actually getting ownership over physical gold stored safely in the world, and you can assure that your funds that you're storing, your assets, could be even tied to the price of gold, which is always a good thing. In the past, when there have been economic collapses or major situations happening with a country's currency, getting into gold has been historically a pretty safe bet. So what I wanted to share with you now is this concept of, hey, is this a bad thing of what's happening with the United States dollar? Well, yeah, it definitely can be if you're holding a lot of United States dollars and you don't pay attention to the news and media and you don't do anything to take your United States dollars and convert them or swap them into a different asset. But if you're paying attention, if you're watching this video right now, make sure you click that like button. Helps the YouTube algorithms here. Then I've got some great news for you. In a very short period of time, you're going to be able to go to INFYNIT, like I was just showing you, sign up and create your I2 account. We believe, and we refer to INFYNIT as introducing a new prosperity economy into the world. Because as global economic shifts occur, if you stay tuned to INFYNIT and stay tuned to my updates, I could very well be sharing with you some good data that you could use to react beforehand and put yourself in a position of strength. With your I2 account, like I was just describing, initially we're going to be launching with about 8 currencies. So you can move in your United States dollar and you'll be able to flip those United States dollars that you're holding into a different currency, maybe the Chinese yuan as an example, or maybe a different country's currency. Well, the point is, with this news I'm sharing with you here, just regarding these BRICS nations moving away from the United States dollars to do trade with each other and to buy oil, that is going to be the largest amount of United States dollars that will not be being bought anymore and not being used for trade in my entire lifetime. Definitely the last 40 plus years. So that will absolutely have an impact on the United States dollar. So if you're keeping your life savings in United States dollars, now is the time to look for alternative solutions so that you can switch out your assets that you're storing for an asset that you think could go up in value. And that's it. Is this overall, over the long term, a really bad situation for the world or the United States? I don't necessarily think so. I think as different countries start to get together and work together more so, it's overall eventually a really good thing. There was a famous British author and thought leader really of the time. And at one point he was a politician. His name was Edmund Burke. And he's famous for having written several works of literature that are taught in universities. And he's also really a founder of actually a lot of democratic principles that are used in governments around the world and here in the United States. But one of the things he's most famous for writing was that there were wars at the time when he was alive. And he effectively said, to summarize his writings in this one piece, that, hey, if we can just encourage these nations and these countries to do trade amongst each other, then oftentimes the upside, the benefit of trade, far outweighs the downside of war and conflict. And so, in summary, Edmund Burke thought that if we could get these countries and our world to participate in more commerce or trade, working financially, economically together, we'll probably have far less conflict moving forward as a world and as nations. And he's really correct about that. The fact is, no one wants to be in war. No one wins. It's extremely expensive. Obviously, it's dangerous for everyone involved. And now in 2023, war means, hey, could that big red button be pressed and then poof, the world is over. So is there really any point in doing this? And that's why it's very interesting. There's a lot of different thoughts and comments on, China stepping in to do this deal with Russia, to broker a peace treaty amongst Russia and the Ukraine, and then to offer greater trade with Russia and the other BRICS nations. Some people are criticizing that act of China. A lot of people think that that's just a power grab for China. They're taking advantage of the opportunistic moment. And a lot of them could be right, because China is absolutely wanting to gain ground. They're wanting to do more trade. They're wanting to establish themselves more so as a global superpower. And you leave a comment below whether you think that's ultimately good for humanity or bad. However, when China now is brokering this peace treaty with Russia, when they're getting together in South Africa to have, as different nation states, these BRICS nations, meetings about how they'll start doing trade with each other more so, how they'll move away from the United States dollar in order to use for trade or for purchasing oil, now that's encouraging a lot more trade around those nations amongst those economies. And ultimately, the more trade happening, the more peaceful the relationships, the safer the world in general. So I wanted to share that with you, that update. This is something you guys really need to be paying attention to. All right. If you hold United States dollars, like the president of Kenya said, you got to start taking action, look for alternative solutions, get involved with putting your money in a place that you trust, that you feel is safe and is secure, and learn how to swap it into different assets, whether that be different cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum, or in different countries' currencies like the Chinese yuan or the Japanese yen or these other assets that are available to you. Now, this is not financial advice. Disclaimer, I'm not promising or guaranteeing any returns. You have to do your own research, make your own educated decisions. But what I am very excited about is that very shortly on Infinite TV, when you go there and sign up, you'll gain access to your i2 system. And within your i2 account, you'll be instantly able to convert your funds into various different digital assets. And we believe this is going to create more of a prosperity economy where, regardless of if one's country's currency or one digital asset is going down in value, you could very quickly turn it into something that could be remaining stable or going up in value. So that's it. Simply put, brief update. Now you guys know what BRICS is as an organization if you weren't aware of it beforehand. Now you know how big of an impact this BRICS decision to move away from the United States dollar as the global reserve currency is. We're talking about billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars a month that will no longer be being purchased in the United States dollar and no longer be traded amongst these nations. And that represents approximately 80% right now of the United States dollar's value. So as that 80% usage in purchasing the United States dollar goes down, what do you guys think will happen to the value of the United States dollar? Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. My name's Arai Beckman with Infinite TV. Be well.